onto our mats, and we're just going to get into all fours. So if you want to get yourself comfortable in that position, you can face your partner.
So hands and knees. Just start to wag your tail, getting into the body. Do a little cat-cow. So exhale as you look toward the belly. Inhale as you gaze up at each other. A couple more like that. Exhale all the air out, rounding the spine. And inhale. Letting out any sounds. Doing some circles with the hips. Then start to meow a little closer to each other. And just start to just very gently touch the tops of the heads or the forehead. And start to really embody the cat inside of you. So start to really imagine you're a cat. And how does a cat nuzzle in? How do they kind of find that way to get into contact, pushing softly into each other, maybe coming ear to ear, or head can come toward the shoulder. Just tuning into your relationship and this beloved little meow in front of you. Consider what you really adore about your partner. And whenever you're ready, you can whisper that in their ear. Something you adore about your partner. You can switch to the other side if you need to. Just finding this little dance together.
Just letting yourself share as it comes naturally, popcorning those adorations to your partner.
It doesn't have to be just one. You can say a couple. And then eventually slowly sitting back towards your heels, find your child's pose. Your hands are connected, forehead on the earth. Again, just visualizing this seed that you guys have planted together of joining this hive for the month. And then the last week, sprouting that seed, breaking through any limiting beliefs, that crust of the earth. And today we move into the growth stage. So finding that visualization of the plant growing out of the earth, reaching up toward the light. This is your relationship in this growth phase. And slowly coming up. We'll come either kneeling or seated. Again, you can grab a cushion to sit on if you need it, or if kneeling is comfortable for you, that also works well. So come close to each other.
And while you're here, I want you to just softly gaze into your partner's eyes and then bring the palms together and down to the earth. Thanking the earth. Bring the hands up to the heart center, feeling your connection to the heart and each other. And then up through the third eye, your intuition, and letting that come out towards the sky, slowly following each other's hands as you bring them down the rim. Creating this sacred bubble, space, connection. And then just allowing the hands to rest on the legs, on the thighs. You can find a soft gaze with your partner. And then I want you to tune back into the beauty of your relationship. So just think of the most beautiful flowers that you can invoke, bring into your consciousness. And as you tune into the beauty of your relationship and your shared purpose that you're cultivating together, I want you to contemplate what are the nutrients needed to continue to grow and evolve your relationship. Just give yourself a few moments to consider that. And then I'm going to give you both each about a minute here to just share from your perspective, what are the nutrients needed to continue to grow and evolve your relationship? So you can go ahead and get started, the first person. We'll put that up on the screen too, so you can see it.
Not yet.
And just taking the next few moments to close down your share. And thanking your partner. And then we'll just switch roles now. So just taking that minute here to share with your partner what nutrients are needed to continue to grow and evolve our relationship. And taking your time here to close down your share. Thanking your partner here for bringing their presence and their communication to the space.
So we'll get really close here if you're not already. We'll just do some breath work together. So feeling this energetic of the growth together, it really helps to sync up the breath. So You can take your right hands and just the fingertips touch very gently. Exhale all the air out. You can gaze at each other or close your eyes, whatever you're more comfortable with. As you inhale, reach the hands up toward the third eye center, just below the eyes so you can still keep your gaze. As you exhale, those hands come back down. So we're using the hands as a guide to sync up our breath together. So if one person has a shorter breath, just trying to accommodate each other so you can breathe at the same tempo. And if you want to add in a little movement as you inhale, the pelvis tilts forward. As you exhale, come back to a neutral spine. So really feeling the full deep breath, inhaling, pelvic tilt forward. And as you exhale, bring that pelvis back to neutral. Really feeling the energy sync up as you do this breath work. Relaxing into that rest and restore, calming the nervous system. Couple more deep breaths here. If you want to make any sighing noises on the exhale, that also is a nice way to sync up. One more breath together. Releasing any connection you have and just shaking the shoulders. Rotate the head around, letting go of that, and just feeling your body, feeling this connection through the breath.
Letting that settle into your body, that connected breath cycle, and then bringing that into the way that we move together in our practice. So let's just take the hands behind you. You can move the pillow away if you'd like. And we're gonna get our legs, our feet connected here. So we'll do the foot that's kind of furthest away from the screen here and bring the feet together. And we're gonna get to a place where we can potentially straighten the leg. If you can't straighten the leg all the way, that's fine. We're mostly going for a place where we can get a nice stretch for the hamstring. So use your partner here to get what you need here in the stretch. And then roll the shoulders back. Inhale, open the heart and chest. On your exhale, you can start to even lean towards that leg if it's possible.
So if it's too much, you can always scoot your butt back and find a little less of a stretch.
Returning to that breath cycle, deep and long. You might even sync up with your partner again. And then as you're ready, we'll just start to open the legs out towards the side until they come all the way down to the earth. Nice. From there, we'll bend the other knee, bring it down to the floor. And from here, we'll take our arms that are farther from the screen to hold. You can just hold forearms. And then that other arm will lift up towards the sky and towards the foot. So pressing that hip, sit bones down into the earth. And just feel the support of your partner as you stretch here. Enjoying the connection. And returning to the breath. What can you let go of right now? And then inhaling, lifting it up. And we'll switch sides. Oh, I'm sorry. From here, we'll bring the hands down to the floor and then press that knee into the earth, lift the hips up, and then swoop that arm up. We'll just get a nice back bend, opening through the heart, the chest, the lungs, throat. Exhaling, slowly coming down. Woo. And then we'll just switch sides here. So just shake out the feet. Get yourself ready for the other side, and then we'll place the feet together now as we lift them up towards the sky. Good. So just find your way with this. Either bring the sit bones further away or closer towards you for a deeper stretch. And then once you get into the position you feel stable, you can inhale, open the heart and chest, and then exhale, fold over the leg if it's possible.
Try to sync up your breath, taking a nice inhale together.
On the next exhale, start to lower those legs down towards the floor. Nice. And then that opposite leg will just tuck in. Good. From here, closer arms will grab, and then that outer arm lifts up towards the sky. Press the sit bones down as you stretch side body. Hand goes towards that foot. Just feel the connection between you and your partner supporting each other and releasing, opening, deepening together. The inhale brings you out of the pose. Hands can come behind you. And then from here, you'll push the knee down to the floor. The hips will lift up, and then that arm will lift towards the sky. That front line of the body opening all the way out through the crown of your head, tips of the fingers. Beautiful. Exhale, releasing back down to the earth. Good. And tuck the foot in.
Nice. Shake it out. We'll move into a little hip stretch together. So bend your right knee and bring the right foot by your left hip. So your right knee is facing your partner. And then bring the left foot on the outside of your right knee. So your left knee is up. Just wrap your hands around your left knee and lift your heart. Roll the shoulders back. Feel that nice tall spine. Nice. From here, we're going to twist to the left. So keep your right hand on your knee. Bring your left hand behind you and begin to rotate below spine, middle spine, upper spine, eventually the head. Feel that spiraling all the way up as you inhale length, exhale depth. And then at the last option here, you can grab your partner's arm, elbow, upper arm, and maybe if you like, the left arm can reach out. A slight counterbalance. That's optional. If that's too much, just keep the arms down. One more deep breath here, lifting the heart. And then slowly release, coming out of the twist. Bring their hands behind you. And then we'll keep that left ankle on the right knee as we lift the right knee up and place the right foot so that now our feet are just facing each other. So we're in a figure 4 stance here. And so we're going to press into the hands and that single foot and lift up into a 3-legged table, opening the chest and getting a little bit into that hip stretch, and then slowly lower the hips back down. Scoot a little closer to each other so my foot's all the way by the outside of her hip, right? So here you just keep the left hand behind you as a kickstand, and the right hand can come around and just gently pull on their knee. So check in with your partner if that feels good. It might be too much, so just holding there. If they like that, you can just add a little more pressure and then lifting your own heart as you do this. Deepening into that hip stretch. Take a deep breath together. Let out a sigh. Softly release. And release the ankle from the knee and shake it out. Just feel the difference in the two sides. So go to the other side. The left foot's going to come by your right hip, so the left knee is down, facing your partner. The right foot's going to go on the outside of your left knee. So left knee down, right knee up. Grab that right knee and lift your heart. Roll the shoulders back. Find that nice tall spine. Try to get both sit bones on the mat. From here, we start our twist. Left hand on the knee, right hand behind, just the fingertips. So we have a lot of length. Again, feel the spiraling from the low spine all the way up to the head, eventually looking over the shoulder. So you can always stay here if you want to try reaching for each other's hands or upper arm, wherever you grab is great. Then maybe you can lift the opposite arm in a nice counterbalance. Finding that length with an inhale. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Softly release out of the twist. Both hands come behind you. Keep the ankle glued to the knee as your left foot comes to the floor facing your partner. Nice, just starting with a three-legged table. Lift the hips up. Open the chest. Maybe let the head and neck relax. Nice deep breath. And slowly bring the hips back down. Scoot closer again so your foot's by your partner's hip. From here, the right hand stays behind, left hand reaches for the knee. So gentle first to start, and then if they want more, just doing a nice soft pull on their knee, lifting your own heart. Checking in. If there's any knee pain, just making sure you're honoring your partner where they're at today. One more full breath here. And softly release. You can come down to your elbows behind you. Again, just rock the knees from side to side. Releasing any tension left in the hips.
Gently coming back to center. And as you lift your body up, we'll just turn around so that we can come back to back. And we'll try this practice again of leaning forward, just finding your nice forward fold. Press the sit bones into your partner. Nice, so you have that nice stability. And then start to inhale, lift back up. And as you do, you'll find this connection point where you should both really be in your own center. And one person is not pushing on the other, but you even have a little bit of space here in the low back so that you can have the natural curve of your spine. And you can just feel that balance with your partner. Lifting up through that crown of your head. And then just finding a nice, easy circle. So letting the hips circle in one direction.
You can visualize this vine as you guys are both two vines kind of spiraling around each other as you grow. This beautiful metaphor of growth, this common purpose.
And then making sure that you've spiraled here in the other direction as well. Getting all of that juicy movement for the hips, connection through the back body.
Coming back to stillness. feeling the warmth, feeling the back door of the heart of your partner. You just bring your right hand to your own heart, if you can feel the beating of your heart. And sending loving kindness through the back into your partner. Take a nice deep paw breath together. So inhale, fill the lungs. Walk the hands forward. So we'll take a moment to transition. Create a nice cozy space for massage. So if you need to grab a blanket, some extra pillows, decide who's gonna receive first. I'll be giving first and Anjali will receive. So if the ladies want to receive first, and you'll just lay down face up today.
So a good time to take a sip of water or tea. Get yourself nice and cozy. And then also checking in, whoever's going to be receiving first, letting your partner know if there's any areas of your body that are feeling sensitive, any areas that you'd like some special focus on. Good time to just let your partner know.
So giver is just kneeling at the feet of your partner. Palms come together at the heart. You can close down the eyes and start to rub the palms. Cultivating chi and prana. Feel this energy moving from the heart into the hands. Once you feel warmth, pause and separate the palms. See if you can feel that energy. And placing the hands down, find that perfect fit on your partner's ankle. So the thumb wraps around, the fingers wrap around. And notice your partner's breath. So learning to listen with your hands, learning to listen with your touch. Throughout this, really tuning into sensitivity and the layers that you can feel through your touch. We'll cup around underneath the heels and lift the feet up and then scoot your. So I'm going to just walk my knees forward. So I'm in my kneeling and I bring her feet right into my belly. So here I'm going to lift my heart, inhale, and then reach my hands around and grab the arch of the foot. So I'm grabbing around the tops of the feet. I'll lean back in traction. And then as I exhale, I'll lean forward and flex her feet as I lean into her feet. Nice. Inhale, lean back and traction the legs. Exhale, as I lean forward, I get a little belly massage. One more time. Inhale, open. Shoulders roll back. Exhale. Lean forward. Beautiful. From here, just lift the legs and bring them off to the sides. I'm going to start with the leg closest to the screen, so I want to choose that. I'm going to lift the leg and bend their knees and place the foot down on the mat. I'm going to bring my knees on either side of her ankle, so I'm sandwiching her ankle with my knees. Again, if it ever hurts to kneel, you can sit cross-legged or have a pillow under your hips. I'm going to interlace my hands around the top of her thigh. Lift your own heart, inhale, and then exhale, lean back. So I'm applying some reciprocal traction. This is a great way to open the psoas and hip flexor. So feel that tension. I'm holding this tension here. Then I can do a little pulsing. So I'm not using my arms, but I'm pulsing from my pelvis, from my center. So I'm just a very gentle pulsing. You might see that move up into their head, nodding yes. You can even pull the knee more toward the midline if you want, stretching a little more into the hip. So you see the hip lift a little bit. And then softly, slowly releasing pressure. Bringing the hands to the front of the knee and press it up. We're going to come up onto the knees, standing up on our knees, and press the knee toward the chest. So first bring your left hand to the opposite thigh to ground that down. Take a deep breath together. And then exhale, pressing the knee toward that shoulder. So it comes outside the rib cage. And then take a big lunge with the right foot. So if you need to move their arm out of the way. And then bring their foot into the crease of your hip. So right into the groin area. Right hand is on their knee, left hand on the opposite thigh, and we're going to just do some circles here. So I'm moving my whole pelvis, my whole body is doing a dance here, and I'm just exploring the full range of motion of her hip. Going both directions. And then if you need to step forward so that their foot should just stay there, and you can release the hand and bring that hand closest to the screen up to the lung point. So just under the collarbone, there's a nice soft area. Pressing there, and then the opposite hand on the top of the thigh. Take a deep breath together. And then as you exhale, lunge with that knee deepen into the stretch. Check in and see if that was okay as you inhale, release. Let's see if they want it one more time, maybe a little deeper, going into that big stretch. Nice. From here, we'll bring this arm closest to the screen out to a T. We're going to walk down the arm. So left hand on the upper arm, right hand on the forearm. I'm just going to rock my hips side to side as I walk down that arm. Applying pressure with straight arms all the way down to the wrist. No pressure on the elbow. And then the thumb, squeezing the thumb, brush that energy out the arm. Nice. From here, you might want to watch. So I'm just going to grab the foot. I'm going to slide my knee underneath as I bring her knee into my lap. So I'm in a bull pose, so my knees are bent, my feet are off to one side. You can be cross-legged or kneeling. The main thing is we really want to support this leg. So those of you guys have been with us this whole time, we've done this one before, so hopefully it's feeling a little familiar. So we're going to start with the foot and work up this inner line. So just feeling that inner line, you can do a little rocking with your palms, soft tissue of the shin, and then the upper thigh. See how I'm just rocking with my hands, doing this motion. Just feeling that whole line. this yin line of the leg. And then we'll start with the arch of the foot. So great tool here is the forearm or toward the elbow. So you just start with the soft side of the elbow, and then you can get the point of the elbow by bending your elbow more, just making sure it's not too much. So mostly I'm just using the flat part of my elbow, unless they really want me to dig in. Just exploring some rocking motion with your forearm here on the arch of the foot. And then we'll start to walk up this inner line of the shin. So using your thumbs, we'll inchworm up this line. So notice your shoulders here. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. And then I start to do a little rocking with my torso as I walk up. So this creates a nice dance and helps me keep a constant rhythm as I slowly walk up this inner leg line. You might find some areas that feel really full, some areas that feel really empty. Just really tuning into that as you walk up toward the knee. Then on the upper thigh, again, some people have been with us, we've used the forearm here. We're going to experiment with another way. So you can always use the forearm, or you can try this new way of just, I'm going to lean in and use my ribs. So my forearm is coming down to the floor. I'm going to lean all my weight onto her thigh, and then she can place her hand on my back and just tap if it's ever too much. I can also roll. So this is a little bit like contact improv, getting experimental. You can come off and come to the middle of the inner thigh, get a little bit closer to the groin. Again, if this isn't working, you can always just come back and use the forearms. But finding a nice intimate way to give massage, you can be totally relaxed. I can even support my head here. And then I'm going to move a little bit closer to the groin. And just using my ribs, again, I'm rolling my ribs on her inner thigh. You can even lift that upper arm open. So I'm getting a nice stretch. I'm totally relaxed as she's getting nice pressure there. And we'll slowly roll off. And from here, just brushing that energy down the leg, out the foot. And I'm just going to slide out and slowly straighten that leg. Give a nice brush with both hands down that leg, all the way out the toes. And come back, just straighten it out, wiggle both legs. Receivers, just notice a difference in the two sides. We're going to flip around so I can see you. So we'll move to the other leg. Again, supporting under the knee here and bending the knee. Place the foot on the floor. I'm going to kneel and sandwich her ankle. Interlace around the top of the thigh. Lift your heart, roll the shoulders back, deep inhale. As you exhale, lean back. So you're really getting a nice traction on this area that gets really stuck from all the sitting we do. And then from there, if you like, a little pulsing. So again, see, I'm not using my arms, I'm using my pelvis. So I'm pulsing with my pelvis, and I can try different rhythms. Pulling toward the midline a little bit, angle the knee inwards. See if you can get their head to say yes. Nice. And then pause and softly release the tension. Nice. From here, just finding your hands on the front of the knee as we press that knee up. come up on your knees, and then right hand comes to support the opposite thigh. So I'm just right below this as is bone. Deep breath in, exhale as you press the knee toward their opposite shoulder or their same shoulder. Nice. Then take a nice lunge with your left foot and place her foot in your crease. So right where your thigh meets your groin, move their arm out of the way so you can take a nice big lunge here and start those big circles. So you're really trying to explore the range of motion of their hip joint. And so each circle you might get a little bit deeper and slower. And then try going the opposite direction. Again, my hand's on the opposite thigh, but you don't need it there. And we'll go for this big stretch here. So maybe step a little bit further out so that the foot should stay here. And then the left hand can go right below the collarbone into this lung point. Right hand is just below the as-is bone on the opposite thigh. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you apply pressure gently and lunge deeper. So I'm getting a stretch as I stretch her. You can try that again. Maybe ask if they want it deeper or less. And then from here, bring this arm out to a T if it's not already. And we'll just start to walk down the arm. Again, I'm just going to lean from right to left as I elephant walk. You can even squeeze with your fingers on wrapping around, squeezing the bicep and the forearm, walking slowly down that arm, all the way to the wrist and the thumb joint. And just softly brushing that energy off the arm and up the thumb. So here I'm going to grab the foot and slide my right knee underneath. So ideally, this knee is in your lap. Their knee is in your lap. We're going to start to rock out this inner line. So again, it's just this motion. You're making like a wave motion with your hands. It's a good way to just preview where you're going and see if there's any specific areas of tension that you sense with your touch as you move up toward the groin and then back to the foot. And just warming up that area. Then bring that foot so that the top of the foot is supported on your thigh somehow. So again, you can be cross-legged, whatever feels better. And then using that flat part of the elbow in the arch of the foot. So again, using your body weight, bringing your shoulder over the point of contact. And the arch can be sensitive, so just checking in if it's ever too much. Let your partner know. Honest communication. You can get the point of the elbow into the center of the foot. Nice. And then we'll start to thumb up like an inchworm up this line just close to the bone. So I'm always staying away from the bone, but I'm pressing to that little channel along the shin bone here. You can see my torso is just rocking from side to side as I get into the dance of this rhythm. Just noticing where there's fullness, emptiness. And then the upper thigh, again, you can use the forearm like this if you want to roll up, or you can try, and this one works only if you're in bull pose. Again, I'm just gonna lean over slowly. You can support your head, check in with them. You can always use that opposite hand to give less pressure. And I'm just going to roll, move to the center of the thigh. So just getting creative here with different ways of giving massage with your full body weight. One more point, maybe moving closer to the groin. Just be careful there. Again, finding ways that you can get a stretch while you're giving your partner a massage. And softly release, coming off. We'll just do a nice brush of energy out the toes. And so I'm going to support the knee, so I'm going to roll my hand under to support the knee as I scoot back and slowly straighten their leg. I'm going to come and stand up and straddle over my partner. So one last thing here to get the traps, the troublemakers at the top of the shoulders. So first I'm going to grab her wrists and just traction her arms down by her sides. Then I'm going to reach around, so my feet are by her hips, and then finding the tops of the trapezius here. Relax your head and neck and lean back. So again, I'm getting a little stretch here, and I can start to bend one knee and the other as I find different areas for my fingers to massage on the tops of those shoulders. So I'm doing nice big circles with my hips. Your head and neck are relaxed. One last pull here, just leaning back. And then brush down both arms. Finding the hands just underneath the hips. Start to rock the hips. Get into those juicy points in the glutes. Then start little baby steps as we just say hello to the outer leg line. Walking back all the way to the feet. Give the feet a nice shake. And out the big toes. You can squat or kneel. Just do one last mudra here with the lotus mudra. Finding that divine energy from above. Bringing that to your heart. And then sharing that with your partner. So give them a little moment here as get a drink of water if you like. Otherwise, we'll just do a little self-care. Just interlace the fingers, press the palms away, and up. Interlace behind the head, press the head into the hands, open the elbows. And then curl in, elbows come together, stretch the back of your neck. Inhale as you open, and just shake it out. So take a moment here. You can lay down with your partner, or if you want to get them to sit up, and you can find the love straddle that we like to do, or just connect in your own way. Always sharing gratitude, what you really loved about their touch.
So as you're ready, you can start to transition And as you do that, receivers, now just letting your partner know if there's any part of the body that you want your partner to be aware of, more sensitive, or that you want extra attention. Also, if you have a specific intention that you would like to share with your partner as you receive, you can let them know right now as well. So givers, just bringing the palms together, letting yourself settle into the earth, and then starting to rub the palms, cultivating this warmth between the hands, softly gazing at the hands and seeing them as healing hands of light. Slowly bringing the palms apart, feeling the energy between the hands. Soft gaze towards your partner's belly, rising and falling. And then allowing the palms to just drop down to your partner's ankles. First touch, perfect fit. Feel that easeful connection, the resonance between your bodies. And then gently scooping the hands around the feet. We're going to lift the feet and bring them up into our lap so that the belly is supporting the feet. You can take the hands and just curl the hands to support underneath the feet. And on your exhale, just leaning forward, flexing the feet. And then as you lean back, pressing into the feet to extend. And we'll do that a couple of times here, using your belly to press and flex the feet. And then using your hands to grip onto the feet and extend. And one last time. Relaxing and then extending. Just feeling that easy rhythm together, a little shaking from side to side. And then we'll lower the legs down. And we'll work first with the leg closest to the screen. And so you can just bend that knee, place the foot on the floor, and then scoot yourself up so that you are straddling the foot on either side. We'll take our own hands around the thigh, top of the thigh. Take a deep breath in, and then as you're ready, lean back. So just find a nice traction here as you lean back. Once you've settled into that traction, we're going to start to shake the pelvis. And as we do that, front and back, we're getting this nice movement here that will go all the way up to the crown of their head. So it's just this kind of easy movement, allowing the psoas to free itself out, the hip flexor to get a little bit more space, the low back. And then you can start to even bring that inwards towards the midline. Continuing with that movement. Using your core body to make the movement, not the hands. Slowly bringing that back to center. And then gently releasing. So just making sure to move slowly like taffy. Good. From here, we'll take support of the ankle and the knee. Just gently press the knee towards the chest. You can bring that same side foot up into a lunge, and then pressing knee towards the chest. Good. We'll take the knife edge of your partner's foot and place it right into what we call kind of the bikini line, so right between the leg and the torso. So supporting that inner arm, you'll take your inner hand there to the knee, outer hand goes to the opposite thigh, and then we'll start some circles here for the hips. So just taking your partner into rotation of the hips and increasing that movement as you go. Just finding that easy movement for you and your partner. And the next time you come out into that circle, you're going to just take your hand closest to the screen, bring it to your partner's shoulder, and we'll come into a nice diagonal stretch. Pressing opposite thigh and inner shoulder towards the floor. Beautiful. And then taking that hand that's supporting the thigh, replace that hand onto the shoulder, and then take the other hand to the forearm. So you can see one hand is on the shoulder, one hand's right below the elbow. We're going to start to walk down that arm like an elephant, slowly, from one palm to the other, alternating the pressure as we come down the arm. About 3 points down the upper arm and down the lower arm. And then you can press right into that palm and brushing out. Good. And then from here, we'll go into a position to support the legs. So it's going to be bull pose. If you want to watch me first, I'm going to take my knees and place them down onto the ground. The feet are both pointing down towards the floor. And then I'm going to have my partner's legs supported. The knee and the ankle are supported here. Good. So once you get in that position, we're going to do a little bit of rocking on the leg. If it's uncomfortable to be in bull pose, you can always go cross-legged. Main thing you want to make sure is that the knee and the ankle are supported. So go ahead, take the hands below, one above and one below the knee. Then we'll just start to do some gentle rocking up and down the leg. So start to track the tension of the tissue of the body. So especially as you get up towards the groin, what do you notice? Is it resisting? Is it moving? How are things flowing in the body? Beautiful. And then we'll start at the very bottom of the foot and come all the way up to the groin in this sequence. So I'm going to have us start here with kind of the flat edge of the forearm close to the elbow. We're going to open up the bottom of the foot like a book so that we have access to the bottom of the foot and the arch. So we'll use that flat part of the forearm here to start to work into the bottom of the foot. You can see I'm using my other hand to support at the ankle so that I'm not slipping. And I'm doing that kind of rolling motion here. So I'll press in and then I'm rolling out and down the foot. We like to call that kind of like rolling pin action. We're kneading out dough, finding a couple of points, trusting your body as you take this movement and brushing off of the foot. And now as we move to the upper leg, I want us to feel the bone of that lower leg. So just feel the bone And I want you to just trace right below the bone. So that's the inner leg line that we're going to focus on today. So you can trace that line, and we're going to work from the ankle up towards the knee. And we're going to use this thumbing position as we go. So inchworming up from the ankle bone. We'll start to rock the body from side to side as we inchworm up that inner leg line. So see if you can just allow this to be a dance as you move up the body, tuning into the river of energy below you. Just see how much you can be present here with the sensations underneath the thumbs as you go up that leg line. Supporting. And when you feel those dense areas, dispersing the energy, and moving all the way up to the knee. So, as we mentioned before, you have the option to work with your forearms up from the knee towards the groin, which is what we've shared before. And today we want to work with something a little bit more intimate. So this is something that you would just probably do with your partner. You wouldn't really do it with just anyone. We're going to use our rib cage. Actually, I'll take my shirt off so I can make it more obvious. We're going to use our rib cage to take the points along this upper leg line. So we're going to focus on doing 3 points, one closer towards the knee, one towards the middle, and one towards the groin. So what you can do is just take that hand down to the floor and start to extend your body, lifting up through the crown of your head, and then let the rib cage do the work as you lean down into that first point. You can support your head even, so it's really easy. And then your partner can even bring their hand to your back if they want. They can tap out too with their hand if they need to, or just use their voice. You can lift that arm up to extend and create more of a stretch. And then come out of the point, press yourself up. Let's go halfway up the thigh now. And just keep making adjustments so that your partner is getting the best experience possible. Bring that hand down. And then let yourself drop down. Rib cage is doing the work. The rib is the tool here. That upper arm is deepening the opening. You can roll or pin it open by bringing the arm back. Good, inhale, come up, and then last one towards the groin. You can just adjust, so you're gonna get right in that point. Just be careful here. And then come down once again. So opening it back is going to really be a nice way of increasing pressure for your partner. Good, and then rolling yourself all the way back up. Take the hands and then we'll just brush down that leg line. Good. And then let's just straighten out that leg back to the earth. Receiver is noticing the difference from side to side between the two legs. Good. And then we're going to just switch it around so easier for you to see. Good. Take the feet and let's just shake the feet, letting that shaking go all the way up the hips and to the top of the head. Good. And then we'll take the leg, the other leg now, bend the knee, placing the foot on the floor, and then we'll brace that foot with our knees. Take the hands around the thigh, interlace the fingers, deep breath in, and on the exhale, leaning back. And as you do, you can see that the low back gets more space, the hip flexor and the psoas are getting more space. And you'll just hold here for a moment. And then as you're ready, we're going to do a little pulsing. So you can see it's my core that's pulsing. My arms are not making the movement. I'm using my core to actually do the work so that we're maintaining the tension as we pulse. And then you can bring it towards the midline, maintaining that tension, and then bring it back out once again. Slowly lowering it back down to the floor. See how slowly I go? Yeah. And then releasing. Good. We'll take our foot and bring it out into a lunge as we press the knee towards the chest, supporting the knee, supporting the ankle, and just pressing in knee to chest. Ah. And as you're ready, bringing the edge of their foot right into the crease of your hip, right? So right between the torso and the leg. It should fit right in there. Good. And then we'll take same side hand to the knee, opposite side hand to the thigh, and start our rotations. So always starting small and then progressing to a deeper opening. If you can get into the rhythm of the movement with your partner. Yeah. Beautiful. Good. And then from here, we'll take same side hand to the shoulder and then give a nice stretch here. Same side hand into shoulder and then opposite hand into the thigh. Diagonal stretch for the body. And the hand on the thigh now is going to replace the hand on the shoulder. And that hand on the shoulder is going to come down to the forearm. And we'll start to walk down the arm now. About 3 points each as we alternate, like an elephant walking down the arm. All the way down to the palm, pressing. Just brushing out that arm. Good from here, supporting the thigh as we bring ourselves down into the bull pose. Knees facing towards our partner, feet facing away towards the feet. Their knee is going to come right between our legs. And then we're gonna take the hands and do that rocking movement again. So here we're just really testing the waters. We're getting tuned in, we're building rapport with our partner because this is a more vulnerable position. Feeling all the way up towards the groin. You might feel that kind of ropey, kind of sinewy tissue as you move up. Good. Coming down to the foot, we'll open up the foot like a book, and then we'll take the flat part of our forearm here and use that to press into the bottom of the foot. We'll take about 3 points here. So you want to support at the ankle to just make sure that you have that nice stable position as you go. You can do that rolling pin technique. Spiraling your energy as you move. And brushing off. Good. Again, just feeling for the bone here of the lower leg. So try to take your hand and slide alongside the bone all the way up to the knee. So you know where we're going here for this lower line work. We'll do this inchworm movement, so taking the thumbs together towards the ankle, and then start to inchworm up the leg using that rocking movement as you go. Just trusting your body as you rock from side to side, moving the thumbs up this leg line. Just noticing if the body is calling you to stay a little bit longer, drop in. Just connecting with this sense of finding balance. You move up the line. You might encourage the body to breathe by taking a deep breath yourself. Do a little bit of shaking when you feel a tight spot. And all the way up towards the knee. And again, from the knee to the groin, we have about 3 points that we're going to access. So you can either use the forearm like we've done in the past, or you can try working with this more intimate practice, using your entire body like contact improv to do the work. So we're going to use the rib cage, and we're going to extend up towards the sky, and then bringing the hand down. Start to find that pressure of the rib cage on the leg. You can lift up that upper arm and then open it back. If your partner wants more, you might even stretch overhead. And then inhaling, coming up. Let's move down to a second point now. You might just keep adjusting your body so you can really get in there. And then again, hand down. Let your body do the work. Side body, draping over the body, lifting the arm. You might even spiral the arm open or extend over. Good, inhaling, lifting up. And then the last one, coming closer towards the groin. The partner's letting them know if you need anything different whatsoever. Draping the body down. So you can get a really nice point of contact. Drape it over. Oh yeah. And then lift that arm up. Lean towards your partner. Good, inhaling, lifting up. So making this feel good for you and your partner. Taking the hands and then brushing down that leg and then out the foot. Good. I'll just lengthen out the leg. Shaking the feet. And then coming to straddle your partner on either side, right at the hips. Let's take the hands and we'll bring the hands right around our partner's traps. Oh yeah, bring the wrist down. Good, and then take a deep breath in, tuck the fingers underneath the traps, and then lean it back. And you can start to rock from side to side. You can relax your neck as a giver, so just allowing your body to do the work, the hips, the core of the body. You might even move the fingers down slightly, micro move the fingers in the tissue of the traps. Good, and then brushing down, getting under the armpits, rib cage, rocking from side to side, rocking the hips. Really get into those hip points. They love the work. Fingers together for added strength, and then down the legs. All the way down to the feet. hand on the belly, hand on your own heart, closing down the practice. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. One more time all together, breathing in. Gently releasing the hands. Bowing into your partner. Taking some space. And as they integrate that experience, we'll do a little bit of self-care, working out the wrists. One direction and then the other. Bring it in. One more time. Open. And releasing. And as you're ready, you can just come back together as a couple, sharing some gratitudes or even just the silence, being together. And as you're ready, we'll slowly come back into our community space, into our hive. Turn back into gallery mode so we can see you. And you can, of course, just stay with whatever shape you're in. So feel free to just do you in whatever way that looks. For those of you that are back in the space with us and upright, just letting yourself feel the effect of that practice tonight. Now I'm feeling really grateful and juiced up from that. And I'm so grateful that we get to do this for you guys, because it means that we get to do it for each other too. So I know I say that almost every week, but it really is true. It's really a blessing to do this work with you guys.
So as we move through this next week, just thinking of this growth together and really tuning into your common purpose as a couple. And as we grow together as a hive, how can we support each other? So you can go into that Facebook group and share your own progress through that. But really, it's just about supporting each other to find your highest potential and moving into the flowering, the blooming, the fruiting next week.
Yeah, so as we finish up our class today, just considering the journey that we went on today with sharing our intentions and moving together and being together, and this kind of state of relaxation, also just using it as an opportunity to just visualize the beautiful flower and the garden of what you are blooming together as a couple. So just closing down the eyes here and allowing that to come into your frame, just visualizing the beauty of your relationship and any gratitudes that you have, letting that just percolate through your body. Beautiful. And then bring the palms to your heart center, lifting up through the crown of your head. We'll close down our practice with the sacred sound of Om together. Take a deep breath in. Thank you so much for being with us in your practice. Hope that you sleep really well, that you guys just enjoy this beautiful resonance that you've created together as a couple. And we will look forward to seeing you again next week for our final class of July. It's really kind of flown by this month, it seems like.
I hope you have a wonderful week. And yeah, if you want to type anything in before we depart or say anything about how you're feeling, we always love to hear from you.
Yeah, it's been really great.
Thank you. Feeling blissful.
Uh,
Thanks, you guys.
Hi, guys. Chris
Hi.
and Joanna here. Do you hear us?
Yeah.
We want to thank you. I have really been appreciative of Chris's growth as a body worker. I mean,
Right.
this is not his wheelhouse. And he came in very timid, and I've just really experienced the growth of the knowledge of his hands and touch in the short time. Like I've spent 40 years doing body work, and in like these couple of months, he's really progressed, and it's just delicious. So thank you. And he retired. Yesterday was his last day working.
Hey,
So this
Today's first
congratulations.
full day of retirement.
Yeah, so this is our
Hey.
new stage of being together. We love you.
That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing, you guys. We love you.
We hope we love each other as much this next week when we have a whole week together.
Yeah.
Totally.
So thank you. Thank you all for the support of our
Of course. Yay.
Thank you.
Awesome. And sounds like Tiffany said the mic worked better. Does the sound was okay? And yeah. Okay.
Okay, you guys. Well, we will let you go, and we appreciate you so much. We always love hearing from you. You know, if you want to drop a little text or email on how your experience, feel free to do so.
Yeah.
We love you. We love
Bye.
you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Good night.